We have a very active forecast to talk about, a lot going on for this weather week. Let's go ahead and start with that severe risk that returns for Missouri today. So we've got a severe risk this week, not once, but twice, 3 times, 3 days this week that we're watching for severe weather. That first one, while we thought we were expecting severe storms to return to Missouri tonight, we actually have a severe thunderstorm warning right now ongoing in Missouri, and we'll talk about that. Comment where you're watching from today, and we'll go ahead and get right into that forecast. Let's start with Missouri. So what you see here is our significant hail model here highlighted in yellow. Basically what this means is it means areas that are favorable for larger hailstones today. So once we get into those yellows, we're talking about quarter-size hail. Oranges lean towards golf ball, maybe ping pong golf ball size hail. But what we're really watching for here, and as you see, yes, if you saw those yellows in Texas, you saw those yellows in Oklahoma, sure. But are there storms there? No, we don't see any storms down in this area. Where we see storms is in Missouri. So if we zoom into Missouri, what you can see is we've not only got that hail risk, but also that storm risk for today. We've got scattered showers and storms lining up across Missouri all the way through the afternoon hours. However, the better chance for hail will come as we head into the overnight hours tonight. I had my timeline between about midnight and 7 a.m. So it's dark. It's those nocturnal storms. We'll talk a little bit more about this in just a few minutes. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here, but I do want to go ahead and show you what's going on right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in the central eastern portion of Missouri at the moment. This is warned for 60-mile-per-hour wind speeds and quarter-size hail. Let me actually see if we can pop that up on the screen here so that you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. This includes Collin, Gerster, Vista, and Woblo. I know I'm not saying that correctly, but I do have an update on this severe thunderstorm warning. It is now officially warned for ping pong ball size hail, 1.5 inch size hailstones, and 60-mile-per-hour wind speeds. Again, if we zoom out here, I'm going to go back to our maps one more time because I want to show you exactly where we're watching for right here. This storm, let me get some highways on here. Highway 54, just to the north of Springfield. There's Springfield at the bottom of your screen. It's about 50 miles north of Springfield. Again, Highway 54 here. Osage Beach will be just south of this storm. Jefferson City may get this storm as it continues downstream. So we've actually got 2 areas that we're watching. Now, this first one that you probably turn your eye to first, now that will come later on this week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this is our weather maker right here. In the middle of the U.S., that's what we're more concerned with today. Now, it's a low pressure system. It's not very strong. It's actually on the weakening trend at the moment. But what it's doing is it's taking this warm air that Michaela was talking about. It's taking all of this moisture that's coming up from the Gulf, and it's going to interact with this low pressure system. That's going to give it its lift, its power, that oomph that will cause a severe storm. So your level 1 marginal risk for storms highlights St. Louis, Springfield, and honestly, I may stretch this all the way down to Miami, Oklahoma, down in the northeastern side of Oklahoma. By Tuesday, we have a brand new marginal risk that has also been issued for just to the east of Missouri. We're talking about southern Illinois, southern Indiana, and Kentucky. Another marginal risk, a level 1, and this is what I want to see. Consult with the Storm Prediction Center, because I would say this is also a hail risk. Okay, I'm correct on that. But one big update here, the Storm Prediction Center has also highlighted this area for potential tornadoes as well. So it's an all hazards risk on Tuesday. We've got that tornado, high wind, and hail threat for portions of southern Illinois, southern Indiana, Kentucky, and northern Tennessee. By Wednesday, and Bextent Pro, yeah, you're not in that risk on Tuesday. You're just outside of the risk. However, things could change. This is a developing system that we're not quite sure of the strength of it right now. Just being honest with you here. I'm not going to try to hype up this storm, and I'm also not going to try to move past it because I think a lot of people did not take this seriously. And we told you a week ago to keep an eye on Monday and Tuesday. And that's exactly what's happening right now, is that we're taking this a little bit more seriously by putting that marginal risk for today and a marginal risk for tomorrow. Feels like a low risk, but hey, it only takes one storm. So things could change. If this goes 20 miles to the south, it may include Nashville, Tennessee. Taking a look at St. Louis, Rolla, I think is how you pronounce that, Springfield, and Miami, Oklahoma. While we're very confident that we will most likely get hail from one of these storms, it's very isolated. It'll be about one storm, maybe two storms for that hail risk here. I mean, we don't have a lot of storms. You just saw the radar. We don't have a lot of storms. So I kept this at a low chance to actually get a storm because the likelihood of that one storm going straight through one of these cities is pretty low. However, I do expect to get at least $50, if not up to ping pong ball size hail for these storms overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. So I went ahead, where's my ping pong? There it is. I went ahead and put your max forecasted hail size as ping pong ball size hail. We've got a line of storms moving through right now in Missouri. This is round one, continuing through your evening commute, but then returning by your morning commute for places like St. Louis, as we have another chance for storms overnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Really watching for this one right here. Now this is the HER model. The NAM also had another storm up to the north. Not as impressed with this one up to the north, much more impressed with this storm system that's down in places like south of Springfield, Crocker, Farmington, and maybe even into St. Louis. Moving on here, we've got another chance for storms as we head into the middle of the week. So by Wednesday night and into early Thursday morning, we're focusing now on places like Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and Missouri. All of those areas that are highlighted in green. This will be your next chance for an all-hazard storm system. We're talking about the potential for tornadoes, high wind, hail, and that flooding risk. You're going to have multiple rounds of rain causing heavy downpours across the central and southern portion of the plains, and that's going to intensify the flooding risk. We're at a level 2 right now, but I do expect it to get upgraded to a level 3 flood risk Thursday and Friday. This will continue to track to the east, potentially causing some severe weather issues across places like Kentucky, Tennessee, and our southeastern portion of the U.S. as we head into the later portion of the week. We're talking about Friday and Saturday at this point. And then we'll start that all back over again as this low pressure system that's out on the west coast by this weekend continues to move into the central portion of the U.S. by early next week. And it's kind of a rinse and repeat. And we have another chance for severe weather early next week. So we're definitely in this active pattern, and we don't have a ton of details other than what's expected to happen today and tomorrow. But we'll get those details as we get closer to those systems moving in. Thursday and Friday will be that next chance for severe weather. We've got lots of rain going on right now across the west coast in California. Man, they've gotten a lot of rain. They had a lot of rain this weekend. That's ongoing. They're finally going to get a break by Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's whenever our concern shifts across places like Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas. There's your level 2 risk that I mentioned earlier. However, I do expect that to get upgraded to a level 3 as we get closer to this system and know a little bit more about it by the end of this week.